I just wanna chill, I might take a sip. Tell shorty be careful, don't spill on my drip. We got the strap in the spot so it's lit. Stay moving tech, can't get left on my dick. It's Rex, so I'm back with another one. Took my ratchet, I got me another gun. Doing problems ain't shit that I'm...
As home gardeners, we all look forward to one thing, and that's harvest day. But there are a few massive mistakes that you can make at harvest time that can ruin everything. And at that point, if you messed up, it's pretty much over. So to help us avoid that, I got in studio today my man, Canorado Chris. What's up, brother?
What's up? It's more like the wah-wah.
Yeah, I know, right? Not just the fact that I had to record that intro like 3 times, but some of those mistakes at harvest time could be really, really bad, right, bro?
Yeah, if you can't make it to the end and dry everything and consume it, then what'd you do?
Yeah, we're going to break a lot of those things down today, man. So if you're a beginner, intermediate grower, maybe just need a refresher, today's episode's for you. Now, before we get into any of that, Chris, what's up, bro? I feel like I haven't seen you in so long, but we hung out just like a month ago, but so much has happened. So what's poppin', man? Shout yourself out.
Seed to harvest, banging, coming along. Channel got taken down. It happens, I guess. So we're starting over. And season 4 just started. We're running the Dead by Dawn, and we've got 3 different cultivars, and we're about 2 weeks into it.
I got you, bro. Well, guys, check out the new channel, and that's something I actually mentioned on the Frosty Friday Live, so some of you guys may have heard that, but if you haven't already, the Seed to Harvest podcast channel, man, it got taken down. It's so messed up, so go check out my boy, him, Rue, L. They're crushing it over there, guys, doing some great stuff, so go show some love, sub up. Let's get them back past 1,000 subs. We gotta get them past ASAP, man. So, Chris, I'm just really happy to have you back hanging out with us, man, but I'm really sorry to hear that happened. Bro.
Yeah, it happens, but we're going to be the only show on YouTube that's talking about broccoli, so come and check it out.
I love that, man. He was giving me a little bit of behind the scenes inside of what's going to happen and stuff, man, and I think that rebranding may make sense because YouTube's been at it, bro. They've been at a lot of creators, a lot of people, like we were talking off air about Matt from Strange Show. He's had some videos taken down, and he actually did a video talking about Drew. Not only that, but the Dude Grows channel got taken down. Shout out to Scotty and the DGC. That's so messed up. Their Instagram was taken down. CLTV, that's my homie Rob. His Instagram was taken down. Yeah. Bro, it's crazy what's happening right now.
Very selective. I think that it has to do with your financial support, possibly, but let's not go there.
Possibly.
It's just they don't like it, and we're still going to bring you that content. We're just going to call it something else, so stay tuned.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Well, I appreciate everyone who heads over to that channel and subscribe. Show my boys some love, man. We really need to get that back up. Show the community that it's strong, man. And a lot of people have actually been asking, like, they were searching for you guys' channel and it's gone. So shout out the name of the new channel so everyone knows where to find it, man.
It's S2H _podcast, POTCAST on YouTube. And then on the Instagram, it's S2H POT.CAST.
Got you. And shout out to Dario. We got Dario on the P's and Q's, 1s and 2s. She pulling it up for you guys.
Yes, she is.
Hell yeah, man. That's what we're talking about. Now, Chris, I know we share quite a few things in common. You know, you're my boy.
Yes,
I'm happy to have you on the show. You know, also, we love home grows. We love growing at home. We both got all the podcasts going on. But I feel like we've also both made some serious mistakes when it comes to harvest time, bro. So let's talk about that for a little bit. You know, like let's actually segue into that because I think a lot of people right now are either looking forward to a harvest that's coming up. They probably just harvested something, or they're about to harvest something, man. So what are some things, and I figured actually for today's show, we can probably break things down in a really different way. And we can start things off, you know, talking about our seed to harvest process, more like a harvest process, but from the beginning all the way to the end. And just break it down for the people, because like a lot of people have different things that they do, right? So what's the first thing that you look for when it's about chop time? Like it's about time to harvest, plants are getting close to the end of flower. What do you look for?
I want to make sure that I'm prepared for the end, but we'll go back to that. You want to start looking for your trichomes. You want to start looking for the way that the plant looks. If you're getting close to harvest, senescence should have already set in. There should be some color changes. You've got to be mindful of the end.
Yeah. I got that like feeling as well, bro. Cause like you gotta like back in the Caribbean we call it long brain, right? You gotta like think ahead, so you always gotta be thinking ahead. And for me, when it's time to like harvest, especially when it's chop time, I can get really excited because it's harvest time, bro. Who's
Right.
not excited? Your jaws are probably running low. It's probably about time for you to restock them, and you need to harvest some plants, but you can get a little bit too excited, and that is where the first mistake could come in, right? You just harvest your plants at the wrong time. So
Too
a lot of
early?
people like recommend getting a trichome checker of some sort, like a jeweler's loop or a microscope. Shout out Daria for my birthday. She got me a pretty cool loop that I can like a microscope that I can look at my trichomes with, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
You can get away with using your phone.
Yeah.
And then you can slowly upgrade into some of the better things. I have a digital desktop microscope that will take a flower off and get under there, and it's 100
That's
times.
pretty fucking dope. That's the one that Daria got for me,
Yes,
bro. That
right
shit's
on.
hardcore,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, if you want to take pictures of it and video of it, that's the way to go. But if you're just checking trichomes, even a blurry, you can get in really close and it's a pretty picture. Zoom in, even if it gets a little blurry, you can tell how much amber versus white or clear you have.
Yeah, I feel you on that, bro. Now, today's topic is pretty interesting, man, because I myself literally just harvested a few ladies, and I cannot wait for them to dry. And I know that the Seed to Harvest podcast family is starting a new run pretty soon, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. And I actually got to get you some of that Jelly Belly, man. Maybe I'm going to give you one of these packs right here. This is some of the new Fems that we started off. These are some of the new Fems that we are actually releasing pretty soon. So this is that Jelly Belly. A lot of you guys have been asking for that Fem line. So we finally got a Fem line out for you guys. The last one I think was the Banoffee Pie, but I think a lot of folks are like this one. These are some F1s. So give them a try and let me know how they are. You know, they may have a little bit of variation, but I think you'll find some fire in there. You don't have to run them right now. I know you guys got to run planned and everything, but I wanted to gift you that, my brother.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
We've done a couple ICANN runs and they turned out great. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, man. So, guys, join up with the ICANN VIP Bean Club. Certain drops that we do go out to VIPs, but this one is not going out to VIPs. It'll be available to everyone, man. So, make sure to grab it. But, Chris, have you harvested anything recently? You showed me some beautiful flowers, in studio when you just popped in, man.
Yeah, we just season 3. We took down the Gary's Moon Rocks and then the chocolate covered cherries. That's the one I shared with you.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty
sweet,
good.
bro.
It
That
takes
was
a little
nice.
while. Yeah, it just finished curing, so I'm proud to share it.
Dude,
And
that was
then-
photogenic AF. When you hit me that jar, bro, and you actually gifted me the rest in the little jar, bro. Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
bro, it was so photogenic, like the crystals on that baby, like the trichomes. It was really beautiful, bro.
I enjoyed growing it, but I'll never grow it again. It had no flower mass. It didn't get fat at all. It kind of looked like braided rope. It got so tall, it fell over at the top. So, and it's suck trimming. That's for sure.
So trimming that baby.
Yeah. So we're sharing it out, but I'll never grow that one again. Not that
man.
pheno.
But
It
I'm
was
still
fun.
grateful, bro, because it smoked great. I think we just smoked some of that outside,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. So at that point, did you use like any trichome checker or anything to harvest that plant?
Yes, we were looking for a little bit less amber, so we wanted to harvest it right with the cloudy trichomes, and we pretty much used the phone until we thought it was close, and then I chopped down a flower and checked it
You
with
do the sample
microscope.
technique too.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with Matt from Strange Show recently, and he's one of the only people who I had on the show, and they mentioned that they do selective harvesting, bro. So they'll take off a few of the fatter nugs if they look like they really are ready to harvest, and leave some of the other ones that look like they're still a little underdeveloped. Like some of those larvae popcorn buds down below. So he'll harvest the whole top half of the plant and leave the bottom half a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And just let them fatten up. Have you ever done any selective harvesting like that?
No, I'm just ready for the run to be over and start anew. So one thing with your dry room is you don't want to introduce new plants into something that's already been drying.
For real.
Yeah, it'll change. It'll run your humidity all out of whack and everything like that. So
Yeah. I feel you. No, that's an interesting point too, man. But when he said that, I was like, I actually did that a few times back in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done it recently, but I did it just because I found like these plants were looking so good, and the lower nugs just didn't look like they were ready yet. So I was
Right.
like, let me see if I can fatten them up. and also pretty much because my weed was running low and I needed shit to smoke. So that's probably the main reason.
How did it work out? Did they fatten up? Did it
Yeah,
work
they
out?
fattened up a little bit. You know, they got a little bit harder and definitely matured, bro. So even the smaller ones that may not have fattened up as much as I'd hoped, they definitely matured. So those trichomes definitely changed from like clear to cloudy to amber, bro,
Right.
all the way through.
I try not to grow it with popcorn in the first place, right?
Get that
You
off.
know?
Only
And
big
then
nugs
when
over
you-
here, boy. That makes harvest so much better, man. I feel you on that, bro. And I think this is probably the perfect time to get into the ICANN fam shout out, man, because you've been in the ICANN VIP Bean Club, man.
Yeah,
I
for
fucking
sure.
appreciate that, bro. And there's so many of the homies that are in there showing love. So let's shout out one of the homies, and we can get into this one, you know, shout out to the ICANN fam. And this is my homie Justin. And this is sort of goes back to what we were talking about. This is why I pulled this one out, right? He's an ICANN fam homie. He's in the Facebook group. So, guys, if you're not in the Facebook group, make sure to join up. And he says, at nighttime, it feels like 102 degrees. Wherever it is that he's at. He just says down here, it feels like 102 degrees. And it's 80% RH. That's super crazy. So, in a situation like that, after you cut your plants down, right? What are you going to do? Or what technique are you going to use when you cut your plants down to avoid any bud rot? Because if things get too hot, the terps evaporate, they disappear. If things get too RH gets too high and things get too moist, you can get bud rot.
Correct.
Right. So what are you gonna do in that situation if you were harvesting a plant where he's at?
You said over 100 degrees.
Over
and
100
80%
degrees.
humidity.
He says it feels like 102 down here, and it's crazy. 80% RH.
In that situation, I would push him towards the herbs now dryer.
Makes sense, though.
Yeah, you cannot hang plants in that atmosphere. It's dangerous.
Straight up.
Very dangerous. Even if you get something that's worth smoking, who knows what kind of bacteria or whatever is in there, or mold.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like, you could 100% get mold. That's what I was going to say. Mold, bud rot, like, botrytis is the scientific word, if I'm not
Correct,
mistaken.
yes.
Like, all that shit sucks, bro. And most of the times, you will have to trash that. You cannot go ahead and continue smoking that.
No.
And he actually goes on to say, and this is what actually got me, bro, because it was so hot down there that they were sending out warning texts. You can actually see it over there. And it says, free AC locations were open to the public. Malls were probably packed out at that point, bro. Like, it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, so the herbs now dryer, you cut everything down to the actual flower, and it dries in a controlled atmosphere in a couple days.
Yeah.
And then you can start curing it from there. You just don't hang it. You want to get it dried.
Yeah, that's interesting, man, because a lot of people say, you know, just dry in your grow tents. You know, you may have a spare grow tent, or you cut everything down, throw them in the grow tent. And sometimes it may regulate, but at those temperatures, bro, where things feel that hot and the RH is that high, it really may be difficult to bring it down. You know, you may be able to get away with the RH bringing it down, but the temps, bro.
Right. I'm curious how he got to finish anyways.
Yeah.
You know, that's not great
Well, I can
conditions.
tell you, because my man says what I've been dealing with all week is 85% RH, and my girls could give zero fucks. Yeah, they don't give a damn, bro. They pushing through.
Right on. Yeah, because you want to be lowering the temps, and you want to be lowering the humidity at the end of your cycle.
Good points, man. I'm loving this conversation, bro. Shout out to Justin, man. Justin is
Yeah.
my homie. If you know, you know. Check him out. He's in the Facebook group where
Scary
you guys need
conditions.
to be. Yeah, those are scary conditions, bro.
Hey, he's a Olympian. If
Yeah,
he
he's a
makes it
champ.
through- yeah,
Champion,
Right on. Shout out,
bro.
buddy.
Oh
Wow.
man! So I just wanted to do another quick shout out because this one was pretty cool. Another ICANN fam homie, Sith Gardens, and he actually made a pretty cool AI video. So I just wanted to show that one real quick because it's all about creativity. And in a
Yes.
world where YouTube's restricting you, you got to be a little bit creative. So have a look at this one, guys. This is a little AI video which he made and posted in the Facebook group, and I just found it pretty interesting because it looks like it could be quite real, but it's obviously AI. You know, you can be really creative. You can express the hell out of your creativity. And that's what we encourage, bro.
Yes.
Over here on the ICANN channel, I can, you can, we can. Let's grow, baby.
Let's grow.
That's what we're talking
I
about.
like it.
AI's pretty crazy, huh? I know,
That's
right?
Sith, right?
Yeah, that's
cool.
Sith, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sith,
Shout
man.
out.
Shout out to Sith, man. Big ups, bro. Now, yo, if you guys want to hang out with me, Chris, the rest of the community, we are in the I Can Grow group on Facebook. Check them out. If you want to get some even better perks, join the I Can VIP Bean Club. We got fire genetics going out to VIPs all the time, bro. We got everything you need. If you guys need some of that good fertilizer, if you guys need some of those exclusive packs, guys, we got you guys sorted, man. It's an amazing community, some great growers. And you can also follow the Ko-fi page for free, or you can become a VIP Bean Club member. But I suggest you just become a VIP Bean Club member. But Chris,
Yes, sir.
after you chop, my brother, and it's time to dry, right? Let's say you got more than a couple plants, right? Usually I'm harvesting more than just a couple.
Right.
My biggest problem is figuring out where am I going to dry them, bro? Where am I going to put them? Usually I don't have space. I just got a dry tent recently, and even that tent is pretty small, right?
Yeah.
So where the hell do you dry your plants, bro?
This time we turned the whole grow room into a dry room.
Whoa!
Yeah,
it's
it
hardcore.
just worked out because I got rid of my old tent. I'm about to put up the Gambit, the new 4x4 by Gambit, and so it's a big empty room. So I was able to slap an air conditioner in there, and I have a humidifier on one side of the room and a dehue on the other, and it's banging 60-60, baby.
Sweet, bro. That is dope, bro. Like that's what I call convenience. Because personally, I got a spare bathroom, and I use that all the time. Just as I call it the room of requirement,
Right.
bro. All the time, whatever I need, I do it in there, bro.
Yes.
Right now, it's got a plant and veg in there, but other times I hang plants in there to dry, and it
works.
self-regulated. But I got to be careful whether it's summertime or wintertime. Have you found like a difference in your drying environment based on summer versus winter?
Yeah, my winter dry does a lot easier. It's a lot easier because
Yeah.
it's cold down in my basement, so it's not too humid and it's not too warm.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, I just roll with the punches in my basement, like the one that we just finished. It was about 65, 67 degrees, and I was able to keep it at 60% humidity.
Sweet, bro.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. I like that because that's the biggest problem that a lot of people probably face when it comes to drying. And in case you guys haven't been following along, make sure to hit that like. But we started off with the big chop. When you harvest your plants, what's the perfect time? You know, a lot of people look for different times when it comes to trichomes. I like a little bit of a mix of between cloudy and amber. And now we're talking about drying. Because if you mess this up, guys, all the terps could go away and never ever come back. You ain't never gonna see them again.
Make a whole bunch of pre-rolls and just those are your in-betweens.
Yeah,
right?
bro, basically.
Yeah, or that salad. Mix
yeah,
that salad.
bro, mix
you
it
know?
with a salad, bro, or just give it to someone in need, bro. I was gonna say
Correct.
someone that could really do with it. I was gonna say a close friend, but you don't want to give a close friend something just like that, right?
They might put your thumbs down on your channel,
Might
right?
get a
You know,
huge
come
thumbs
on.
down, man.
I've tried his stuff. That wasn't good. No,
All
that's-
jokes aside,
yeah.
guys, you gotta be flexible with where you dry your plants if you don't have a dedicated dry space, but make sure to dial it in because you don't want to make or break, your entire grow just in that drying phase. If you lose those chirps, they ain't coming back. If things get too hot, like I said, you could lose all those chirps, and if things get too humid, you can get butter rot. Even if it dries out too quick, like out here in Colorado, it's super dry.
yeah.
Like anywhere on a good day, it could be around 30% RH, and that's on a good day.
So you better have that humidifier ready to go.
So that's what I was gonna ask. Do you recommend people get specialized equipment for their drying area, whether it's a humidifier or a dehumidifier or something like that?
So basically, you're growing in those conditions when you chop down the plant.
Yeah.
So if you can use the tent, that's the best way to do it because you should already have a humidifier hooked up to it.
Yeah.
You should already have ventilation hooked up to it. So it's pretty much an ideal spot to do it. Otherwise, make sure that you have a dedicated place and find out the kind of equipment that you need. A couple days before you're ready to chop down, go and put one of those relative humidity meters and thermometers in that room where you're going to dry, find out what the conditions are, and then work from there.
Yeah, I got tons of those all over my house, bro.
Right.
I literally got one in my living room, one in my studio, and a couple of them in my grow tents too. So it's very useful to have those things. And I would also say, guys, just experiment a little bit with whatever space you have available to you in your house, right? If you have a spare closet that you may be able to dry in, you can try that. If you have a spare one of those little fabric clothes drying rack things,
Correct.
you could try one of those. And also, if you have little spare pieces of equipment, clothes hangers. That's hardly equipment, but you can use that to hang plants on to dry. All those things come in really handy. Just look around your house and see what you have. Be creative.
I spent a couple bucks on those freestanding clothes racks.
Yes,
and
bro.
you can put your hangers right on
Solid.
it, and you can roll them around from your tent to your dry area.
That is a solid option, bro. You see, you guys hit that like because we're dropping gems, guys. Like anything that we can do to help you guys out and budget options, hacks to hack your grow space, we're gonna help you guys out, man.
Right. You want a humidifier or a dehumidifier, depending on what you got. Here in Colorado, humidifier. In Florida, you're going to need a dehumidifier.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Florida's super humid. As soon as you get off the plane, it hits you. Bash.
Yeah, if you can only afford a piece of equipment, get that one. Air conditioner can come later or whatever it is. Just find a cool place in your house, and you should be good.
Good point, bro. Because with a little dehumidifier, you don't need to pop holes in the walls and have like for an AC unit, because I know AC units serve a dual purpose where you can drop the humidity, the RH, and also drop the temperature, but you also got to do a lot more like to get that set up, bro.
Right.
Like,
I took my exhaust down for my tents, and then I ran the exhaust for the air conditioner.
yeah. Now AC Infinity's actually got a portable AC unit, so you guys can check that out. Use code ICANTHC. They got some pretty cool stuff. And one thing that I've heard a lot of people use is Recharge, man. So shout out to my growers who use Recharge and my homies who use Recharge, because if you guys do want a really nice harvest, my man Chris has got the hat on. I got my bag of Recharge right here, so we ain't playing, boys. But check out Recharge, man. They got some great stuff, and it'll definitely help level up your harvest. So if it's all about leveling up your harvest, use that code ICANTHC10. It'll get you 10% off your orders. Shout out to Daria on the P's and Q's, man. And Scotty's a great guy.
Real quick about Scotty, his whole new grow setup, it's a 10-gallon reservoir with a control bucket, and then he's got the real buckets, and you're going to see those on the Seed to Harvest podcast.
Oh, sweet snap, bro. Behind the scenes look. Okay, that's freaking dope, bro.
That's where they're going next.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it 100%, bro. Shout out to the fam, bro. I love the fact that the community can come together and everyone's got like different channels, but everyone comes together and collaborates and does different stuff, man. I think that that's really awesome, man. And everyone's just also got different stuff that other people can use. Like, shout out to my homies over at Stash Blend, bro.
I met those guys at the DGC
some really
Cup.
great guys, man. Shout out to my man Rob. Shout out to my man Mr. Grow It. Shout out to my man Pigeons. Stash Blend has also got some really great stuff going on. So simple stuff you guys can try, man. I'm all about simple when it comes to growing.
Right. But none of this is going to help your harvest.
That is true. That is true. So let's stick to what is going to help your harvest. And I think that is making sure that you get that dry down pack. But not just that, the freaking cure, bro. Because I've seen some people just say, oh, after drying, I don't do any cure at all. I just don't do it. I just pluck it straight off the branch and start to smoke it. Do you cure your bud, man?
I do, but I always take that sneak. Right when it's dry, I'll roll a joint.
A little sample, bro.
But it has to go in jars and cure if I hang dry it. Yeah, for sure.
So that was actually my next question. Do you use the jars or do you use like the growth bags, bro? What do you use?
A little both.
Okay.
A little both.
Okay, you mix them up. So which one do you prefer then?
Grow bags, they're easier.
Oh, okay. I feel you on that. I like the grow bags too, man.
I actually found some of my first ICANN harvest, which was what? That was a year and a half ago.
Oh,
maybe?
snap, bro. Yeah, that was, I think you had like an entire tent filled with ICANN genetics, bro.
Right.
Shout out, man.
The Pheno Hunter and stuff
yeah,
like
bro.
that.
Tons of them.
And I found a Grove bag, and we opened it up, and we smoked it, and it was fine. So
bro,
a year and a half in a Grove bag.
Bro, a year and a half in a Grove bag. And it's fine.
Not sponsored by them by any means, but those guys work.
I'm not sponsored by them either, but you can use the code ICANTHC if you want to get a discount on your bags, man. But they're close partners with the channel, bro. So shout out to those guys, man.
Cool.
I would say that Grove bags are so easy to like just fold up when you're not using them, bro. Like, a lot of them are reusable. Some people have complained about the zippers. So Grove bags, if you're listening, you may need to do something about that. But the truth is, man, it's just so much easier to stash away a bunch of Grove bags than tons of freaking jars, bro.
Have you ever lost a harvest over a cure?
When my jaw fell and broke.
Mine, when I forgot to put the 10 lids back on.
Oh, that's even worse, bro. That shit dry. You got that Colorado crumble then.
Yeah, I was very, very sad.
Womp, womp, womp. Bro, I gotta say, though, I don't know which is worse, because maybe you could save that weed, but like if your jar falls and cracks and there's glass all in your weed,
Gone.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, which
Dustpan.
one is worse? Probably the glass, bro. That's so messed up,
Because
bro.
we're in Colorado. We smoke the crumble.
Yeah, anyway, we're used to that, bro. We are used to the crumble, baby. With that glass, bro, like I'll have stressed out smoke sessions thinking about glass flying through that and hitting my lungs and I don't know it and I'm just dying from the inside out. Like, it could be scary.
I've lost some gifted flower that way.
So pros and cons to the glass jars, guys.
Hey,
Pros
you
and
can
cons.
drop grove bags all day long and nothing's going to happen.
With that being said, the glass jars are tried and tested, man. They're old school. They're definitely, some people say they can't be beat,
Right.
And the truth is, like, I still fuck with the glass jars, and that's why I still use them. But I also respect and appreciate the convenience and the technology of the Grove bags, and that's why I use those too, man. I got a massive bag filled with weed and a Grove bag over there.
Yeah. And the thing with the jars is if you leave the tops off, or if you forget to do it. If you forget to burp them too. Yeah,
that could be a problem.
The moisture in there.
And the bags, there's no burping. You don't need to burp your jars. Well, your bags.
Right.
Yeah. They actually recommend vacuum sealing them, I think.
And not touch them for 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks.
But who really does that? Come on.
It gets about 2, maybe 3.
Yeah. So how long do you cure for before you would ideally sample your flower, bro? How long?
For at least 4 weeks.
At least 4 weeks. Sounds similar to me, bro. I would say at least 4 to 8 weeks for me. I try to aim for 2 months, but usually it's more about 6 weeks,
Yeah, that's good. Anything over 4 weeks, you think it's like a fine wine or people that drink alcohol with whiskey, it's all about that.
Yeah, I feel you on that 100%, man. And what's the longest, before I answer my own question, what's the longest you've ever cured weed for, bro?
About 6 months.
Oh, but wait, you just said you had him left in that grow bag for a year and a half and it was fine. So
but that was an accident. But yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm paying attention, a couple months. But in the grove bags, I've over a year and a half. So that's a testament to grove bags.
Yeah, shout out to grow bags. But I've kept them in jars for about a year and I would say about 3 months. Mm-hmm. So what is that, like 12, 13, 14, 15 months, bro? And I literally handed it to one of my homies and he was like, yo, you grew this, bro? This is absolute fire. I was like, yeah, it's been curing for like almost a year and a half at this point. Right. And he was like, no way. It did lose a little bit of color and stuff, not bright green anymore, just a little bit of, a little less bright and vibrant. Right. But it smells amazing, bro. Like, still smells amazing. Now, there are some people who say that some of the terps may start to degrade the longer you cure it if you go past a premium point. Is that something that you agree with or you've heard?
Yeah, I have definitely heard that. I mean, obviously, there's got to be some white papers on the fact, and I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Same here.
And it might have to do with the cultivar, not actually what we're doing with it.
Yeah, and also we're just doing it based off of our like nose, eyes, smell, like what we can see, smell, and taste, right?
Right.
There's no actual way to test unless you send it off to a lab before and after, and maybe that's something that someone can do, test it out to see what's the optimal curing point, or maybe I can research it and do a video on that and see what's the optimum curing point. Like, is it a 3-month cure? Is it a 6-month cure? And then does it start to degrade after time or not? Like, does it actually get better over time?
Yeah, I know that it's out there. I've seen some shows where they have talked about it with some research, and obviously it does peak somewhere.
Yeah. I feel you on that, bro. And what about brown paper bags that people used to use back in the day, bro? Ever use those? You ever use those?
Absolutely.
No. That's probably...
Put it in a brown paper bag and microwave it, and then you're ready to go.
I was literally about to say, what about the microwave, dude? You beat me to it, bro. I'm never going to dry my weed. I'll cure that shit in a microwave, bro. No microwaves, please, guys. Keep the microwaves out of the harvest process.
We've been doing this a long time, so learn from our mistakes.
No microwaves, no ovens, no brown paper bags.
No. You can't cut it down and speed up the process, really.
No, you can't, bro. Maybe you can use a turkey bag, because a lot of
Right.
people have used stuff like that.
Or if you have the money for a can of troll,
Yeah,
or if you
fair
have
enough.
the seeds, the herbs now dryer. There's
Yeah.
a couple things on the market that have been proven, but practice makes perfect.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're looking out for the V Cure as well by
Yes,
Vivo
we
Sun.
are.
So
I
that's
mean-
supposed to be pretty fucking dope. So you guys stay tuned for that. But let's hop straight into the Legalize It segment, a quick little segment where we tell you guys what's going on in the industry, brought to you guys by the Legal News Network. So massive shout out to the Legal News Network, guys. And yeah, we got a few different things that have gone on, but we plucked out one story that we wanted to share with you guys, and we actually reported on today. And where this guy was pretty much busted. Well, some of you guys may know him, but he was secretly spending millions, and still is, to ban the good herb in America. And this guy works for a massive propaganda machine. He's the head of SAM, Smart Approaches to Marijuana, called Kevin Sabet. And the first time I heard about SAM, Smart Approaches to Marijuana, I was like, yo, they're a pro-cannabis group. Like, this is awesome.
Right.
And then I heard him speak and stuff, and I realized quickly, like, yo, this is not a pro-cannabis group at all.
Right.
This is
That's the
absolutely
problem.
crazy. So they pretty much, bro, spent tons of money on ad clips over the last couple weeks, and they dropped today. And those are all calling for President Trump to not reschedule, but not deschedule either. He's calling for it to remain Schedule 1 because he believes that it's so freaking dangerous. You see, the propaganda about the dangers behind this plant, he's literally comparing it to alcohol, big tobacco. Some of the stuff is just crazy. So,
If you research the man, is there big pharma somewhere behind him?
quite possibly, and a lot of people in the comments actually said, who's paying this guy? Is it big pharma? Is it big alcohol? What's going on here? You know,
Right, because it's not one of us, right?
absolutely, bro. So you guys check it out. See what's going on. We're always keeping you guys updated on the Legal News Network, man. We recently crossed 1 million views on that channel. Thank you so much for everyone who's tapped in. And we crossed, I think it was crossing 10,000 subscribers as well, man. So shout out to everyone who subscribed and showing love over there, man. It's a great ride, and we enjoy taking you guys along with us for it, man.
I look forward to that each week, man. 2 or 3 of them drop,
Yeah,
and
bro.
your thumbnails are getting better and better, bro.
I'm working hard on it, bro.
Yeah,
Really
hard-working
working hard
man
on it,
here,
bro.
man.
Like, super hard working, man. I
Yeah.
got help behind the scenes
Right.
now. Darius helping us out, like recording this show and helping us out with some of the shows on the ICANN THE channel as well, man. So it's a team effort, man. It's
Right.
a team effort.
You know, this brings people together a little bit more and more. You know, we have somebody in the background that takes care of us too with our show, so it does help.
Hell yeah, man. And that's what I realized, man. I was on more people's shows and everyone is like, you know, I got someone helping me out. And I'm like, yo, that's probably how you guys are able to level up so much, man. So shout out to everyone who's doing this, because it's not easy, man.
No.
And you guys have been crushing it for a while. So like I said at the beginning of the show, if you're just tapping in, check out what's going on the Seed to Harvest podcast and sub up to my boy's channel, man. He got some great stuff going on over there.
Yeah, from seed to harvest, then that's what we're about. We pick somebody's cultivar. You know, we try to get the small guy on.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard of these big guys, so we bring a small guy on.
I like
We
that.
run their genetics, get their name out there, and you can see what we can do with it.
Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. So check them out. They got some great stuff. Plus, this was my boys, Rue and El. And they're just a great group of guys having some fun talking about the plant. It's a real community show. So check it out, man. And I think that's a perfect way to roll into the WTFs of the week, man, because everyone in the community loves this segment.
I do. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So let's get into it. So let's roll straight on into the WTFs of the week, where we show you guys a few things that we saw over the past couple weeks or so that really made you go, WTF. I'm going to have to grab one of these. But the first one is, now I love this guy because he always pushes the limits. And I got a question for you, Chris. Do you think he's a stoner, bro? Like, he's doing some crazy shit right here. I saw the video controller in his hand. I thought maybe he's playing a game. And then I saw
Man.
the drone. I was like, what's happening? And then I was like, oh my God, how did he even do that, bro?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. He's a skillful dude, bro.
He might be smoking to think of that up, but he didn't do it right there. There's no way.
Bro, that is crazy. I don't think I can do that even if I did not smoke, bro. Even if I did, I don't think I can. Like, maybe I can. Actually, you got to push yourself. The name of the channel is the I Can TH, not the I Cannot. So I
Right.
can do that, bro.
Let me know when you're about to film this.
Oh, man. Okay. Then this next one is pretty cool, too, guys, because this one is probably someone who loves the outdoor grows, but when you can't let your neighbors see your garden. So you gotta tie it and pull it down, bro. What do you think of that, bro?
That's a nice weight. Those are tall. Yep.
It is pretty tall, but he's pulling it down pretty well. Like, if you got a spare tire and some extra string, you can do a whole lot.
Right.
I like that, man. But the thing is, if you got nosy neighbors and you're in, like, prohibition land, bro, they will call the police on you. So
Yeah.
you got to be careful. So I don't judge the guy for doing what he's doing, you know?
Right.
No.
I'm wondering if you can smell it through the fence, though. You might
Good
not be
point.
able to see it over it.
You may be able to. Huh. Man, that is absolutely wild. So what we're going to do
Shout
is
out.
keep it going. Now, they say the Cali got that fire. And what we're going to show you guys is this clip where the fire may have gotten too hot for this lady. Have a look at that, guys. This is a soda fountain machine in a restaurant, and she's just going at it, having a full-on shower, bro. A full-on bath.
Oh.
Bro. And when people say Cali is not, like, a little hood, and then you see shit like this, you're like, maybe it is just a little hood. I don't know.
Don't
Shout
bring
out
your
to Cali,
children.
man. I don't know what she was doing, bro. That's wild. That's a bit much.
Man.
Like, I got a question for you, Chris. You're in there and you just grab a burger. You didn't get your drink yet. Are you going to go and grab your drink after you saw that?
I'm going to ask for a refund and leave. You don't eat from a place like that.
Bro, okay. Maybe if it's... I'm not saying... I'm not going to call no names, but it's your favorite burger spot, bro. And you know, you hit it all the time. You're still going to ask for a refund, bro?
No.
Yeah.
I won't get my soda from there, right?
Oh, man, I'm just going to ask for a bottle of water from the fucking counter, bro. Excuse me, you guys got any bottled water in the back, bro? I want to know that shit. She's washing herself
You
off.
couldn't clean that thing well enough.
Oh, man, okay. What have they said? Oh, fuck it, man, let's keep it going. Now, I don't even know what to say about this one, right? Because this one is pretty interesting but pretty crazy. Now, was this dude stoned? What happened here?
Oh, no.
Gary just goes across. You can probably see, like, the accident. Oh, this is hitting pretty nice.
Somebody did that?
Yeah, somebody painted, like, a picture onto a wall that looks like a bridge. Right, Gary, you see that little arrow? Click that arrow. Click the side arrow. Yeah, check that out. Look at that. So he actually had a serious accident, bro. Like, hardcore.
Oh, no.
So was he stoned, though? That's the question. Was he stoned, whoever's driving that car? For some
Yeah.
shit like that to happen? Bro, there's a fucking Roadrunner painted on the shit. Like, if it's Disney, bro. Like, if this is cartoons. Like, did Roadrunner trick you, bro? Like, get this guy off the road. Or maybe it's just some old person. You never know, and they just couldn't see too well, so I don't want to judge either, you know?
Hey, the quickest way to lose your license is drive into a...
Drive into a wall and blame it on the Roadrunner, bro. It was all the Roadrunner's fault, not my fault.
Meet.
I like that one. Now, that one sort of reminded me of this. Let's have a look at this next one, which is a little bit similar, but not as drastic or tragic. It's just a little bit more creative. You know, you guys may see a lot of these artistic type people around different cities.
Man.
It's pretty cool, though. But, like, he just throws an... That's pretty dope, bro. And he does, like, a bunch of different shits, you know? And it really got me wondering, like...
Wow.
You gotta have a different type of creative mind. And these people, some of them, I'm sure that they probably smoke. You know, a lot of creative people smoke.
Very 3D. Yeah.
Super 3D, bro. So that was pretty fucking dope. But let's end on probably, like, one of the craziest things that I've seen all week. Now, this one, like, you gotta, like, brace yourself for this, bro. Like, you gotta literally brace yourself. Because they say convenience store workers don't get enough praise, right? And this is probably why. Check this out. Have a look at this. This dude walks into the convenience store, accidentally drops a dookie, and tries to hide it with a bunch of shit that's in the convenience store already, bro. Like, he takes boxes, tries to cover it up, hide it. Like, bro, dude, you should have just walked off at that point.
At what point do you say I'm out?
Yeah, because, like, now you got shit on everything, bro. On everything. Instead of just having shit on the floor, now we got shit on all the food. He's literally trying to hide. He's trying so hard to hide it, bro. Like, I wouldn't even want to be associated with it.
He
sorry,
blocks
bro.
off.
And then he finally walks off, bro. But look at how that starts off, bro. It
No.
just all starts off so crazy, man. The whole thing is absolutely wild. So I don't know if you saw a crazier thing than that this week. You can let me know down in the comments below, guys.
That's terrible.
Because that's whack.
No.
That's whack. They don't pay convenience store workers enough, bro. I'm telling you, man. It's crazy, right? I'm just still looking at it over here. Don't worry about it, guys. It's all good. But Chris, let's just roll back in and before we actually close things off and circle off. Let's talk about what do you think is the biggest mistake that you have made personally when it comes to harvesting? Something that you want to look out for other people so that they don't make that same mistake that really hurts you in your harvest. What is one?
It was the not planning. So I had no idea where I was going to dry or anything like that. So I basically cut down the plant and then had to figure things out. And I put it in a closet with no humidifier, and it turned into that crumble in like 3 days.
Wow, bro. That is definitely a painful thing. So I'd say plan for it, guys. That's a great point, Chris. Because if you don't plan for it, you could harvest your plant and find out you have nowhere to put it. You got nowhere to manage the environment. You just got a plant that you just cut down, and now it's pretty much going to be messed up.
Right. That's really sad when you can't finish.
Yeah, it really is sad. So one thing I'll probably say for me is that the biggest mistake that I've made, bro, and always gets me when I do it, is if I harvest too soon, bro. Like I could do all the other stuff, really well. I've dialed in personally the drying process and curing process. But if I harvest too soon, bro, I lose a lot of the flavor, a lot of the terps, and typically will taste a little bit more chlorophyll-y than flowery, which is not really what I want, right? So I found myself, because of that, just leaving the plants longer and longer and longer, And now I just leave them pretty much till there's a lot more amber than cloudy. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but that's just something that I found myself doing to avoid that harvesting too early thing, bro.
Yeah, your last 2 weeks of your grow is very, very important. It's the ripening stage. Think of an apple. It's okay, but 2 weeks later, when it's nice, shiny red, that's when you want to pull it off the tree. So don't make the mistake of pulling a green apple.
Don't do it, bro. It's a good point, though. That's a great analogy, bro. Because like I said, it tastes so bad when you harvest so early, bro.
And the last 2 weeks, the mass builds and it gets dense.
Fantastic, bro. It literally swells up so much. I was actually growing some exotic genetics recently, bro. And it was so foxtaily in terms of the buds. And I was like, this is not a keeper. She's not a keeper. Probably not going to keep her around. But then I was like, the last couple of weeks, she's fattened up so much. She's definitely the keeper, bro.
Right.
Like my whole view changed in the last couple of weeks before harvest, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. You have foxtails, and then the flower fills in between the foxtails.
Crazy, dude. I was like, she's a keeper, and I'm keeping her around right now. Maybe I'll even do a breeding project with it. I don't know, but she was just so sweet, super sweet and terpy, bro. Like, she was good, man. But it just surprised me because, like you said, the last couple weeks before harvest, bro, they will fatten up, guys. So don't make that mistake. Don't harvest too soon. And that's one of my mistakes that I've made. And there's another one that Chris has made that he shared with you guys. So we're out here looking out for you guys. Smash that like and show some love. Hit it up, man.
We just harvested the mesa berry and we ran it 11 full weeks. That's a long time for a cultivar.
That is a long that's
little
a
golf
time,
balls
bro.
and they're dense like a golf ball. So yeah,
that's what we're talking about, bro. And some people ask, how do I get denser flowers? That's a simple way. Leave them a little bit longer. Let them go through their natural, proper maturing process, bro. Simple.
Correct.
Yeah, man. Now, on that note, I think we can actually hit you guys with the nug of the day. We're talking about nugs, so let's hit you guys the nug of the day. That's the I Can quote of the day, and this one comes from Bill Murray, guys. So leave it up to Bill Murray to find some good humor while showing how stupid the war on drugs was, or, well, is. And he says, I find it quite ironic that the most dangerous thing about weed is getting caught with it. Isn't that true, bro? Like, let that sink in, bro. Like, I literally pulled up the DEA website today when I was making the video for the Legal News Network and went through, and on there's a section for cannabis. At the bottom of the page, recorded deaths and any overdoses. No recorded deaths, no overdoses. The number is 0, brother.
And it's on their page.
It's on the DEA's website, brother.
Bango.
Yeah, so there it is, guys. Don't get got, don't fall for it. 0 deaths, but millions of arrests. And when I was doing a little bit of research, Chris, I asked AI, how many weed-related arrests have there been since the beginning of time, right? And obviously, AI couldn't tell me because there's no centralized database from the beginning of time.
Right.
But, based off an estimate over the last 100 years alone, over 29 million arrests in America for cannabis. 29 million over the last 100 years. Over the last century, 29 million arrests, bro.
That's a big number.
That's absolutely crazy, mind-blowing numbers, bro. I don't even know what to say about that. So that takes me back straight to the quote of the day, which basically finds it quite ironic that the most dangerous thing about weed is getting arrested for it, bro.
Correct.
No one's died, but yet millions of people have gotten arrested.
And we shouldn't have to live our lives by DGC, don't get caught.
Yeah, I like that one. Shout out to the DGC. Subscribe to their new channel as well, guys. They got a new channel up, so show them some love. And just real quick, for more information like that little nugget that I just shared with you guys, I want to point you guys in the direction of the Legal News Network. Check it out. Check out the recent episode where we touched on some really interesting stuff. And like I said, it's absolutely crazy. So check it out. Subscribe, like, and show some love. And yeah, man. Chris, thanks so much for hanging out with us. I think we had a great show, brother.
It's always fun, Matt. I appreciate it. I can,
you can, we can. Let's grow, baby. And guys, don't forget to join up with the I Can fam. Chris is hanging out in the VIP Bean Club. You can hang out with us over there as well. We got some fire genetics. Mailboxes are always burning down. You can follow our Ko-fi page for free, but the best bet is to really just become an I Can VIP Bean Club member, man. You get even more goodies, all types of discounts, and it's just a great ass time. But Chris, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you next, man.
Yes, sir.
Hell
We'll bring
yeah.
you on the Seed to Harvest podcast.
Oh yeah, man, sounds good, man. And like I said, guys, check out their channel. They got some great stuff going on. Like I said, thanks, Chris, for hanging out, man. I'm really enjoy the show, man. I feel a little bit stoned after I hit that pipe, but much love, everyone. We will see you guys on the next one.
Stay lifted, my friends.
Peace, homies.